I've got this 4" by 4" square by 10" long chunk of aluminum, and I'd like to make a riser for this. I'd like to set it up just a little bit higher, more like a tunnel ram than a mid-rise. I extended it 2 inches right here from the stock, and the stock manifold's 6 inches off the deck height. So I was thinking about another 4.5 inches roughly. So that would put my scoop up around here, the middle of my scoop up around here, and that way I'll have something to tap into to put my vapor oiler back on here, because I would feel much better about preserving this motor if I had a vapor barrier on, a vapor barrier, what am I trying to say, a vapor oiler on here, so I can run my Marvel Mystery Oil in it. This is a top end oiler. I didn't put any hardened seats or anything in this. I didn't modify the block at all from what it was. So that's what I think I'm going to do. And it's early in the morning out here. I'm just playing around. I took the dog out for a walk and thought I'd come look. You can see now I took off all my little fake acorn covers. I don't see much of a use for those really, except for they look pretty. But once they start falling off and you miss a couple here and there, you might as well take them all off. Either that or buy another set. But the real acorn nuts, if you just want to go for the look, is about $150. So I think I'll just keep these, since these are grade 8 and they're new new studs and grade 8 nuts and hardened washers. There we go. I know there's other things that need to be done, but this is more fun. Really, I can fire it up right here and put the new riser on it and play around with it for a little bit. Let's go in the shop and see what I got to work with for materials. I took my carburetor template. I inked this up. The ink kind of looks weird. I think I got it contaminated with something, so I'll have to order more. But anyway, here's my 4x4 chunk. I think we're going to go probably, it's a 10" piece. I might as well cut it in half, because that way it'll give me enough to work with. As you can see here, this is 1/2" precision plate that I picked up from a metal supplier locally that was closing down, and I bought up a whole bunch of stuff, and that's where I got this here too. But this is only 4 inches across, so I'm not going to have much room for any mistakes. What I want to do is, after I cut this off, I'd like to put the 4 holes, the runners in it, but I don't want them to go all the way through. I want it to open up at the bottom. I know a tunnel ram is normally just open in the center, but I want these to have some type of runner, maybe about 2.5 inches, 3 inches through, and then kind of open up. But I want to match these. These are just for reference. This isn't necessarily the finished size that I'm going to go for, but I'm going to match these ports here to the 650 Holley that I'm going to end up putting on top of here, not the 390. And I don't have anything here because this one's going to be all open and it's going to go on the bottom. So what I plan on doing after I knock the corners off, knock the corners off of it, I'll put a recess in here to fit this into, and I'm going to try my first AlumaWeld. It's a welding or soldering or brazing type alloy, and I just hope it's going to look fairly good, because I want to clean this up and I want to put a couple connectors for my vapor oiler on here too, so that way I can get vapor all the way around on all 4. That's kind of why I want to do this. and I don't want it to draw all the time on all four. So I'd like to put maybe adjusters out here, kind of like a needle and spring type adjusters on a carburetor. I've never done this before, so you guys are going to either see me succeed or fail, or kind of just make it work. But I'd rather have it be a success. Let me go ahead and cut this off. I'll take this over to the hacksaw. Oh, my dog found something. And I'll take this to the hacksaw and cut it in half, and I'll meet you over there. Well, there we go. It's going to take a little bit. Nice. I don't want to take a whole lot off because of that interrupted cut at the end. Well, we were going to come over here and put a couple holes in this so I can bolt everything together and just use this as a template, and a nice 2-flute sharp cutter, and just see if I can roughly get it to size. And I was popping speed controllers, motor controllers up here on my panel for the treadmill motor that I put on here. Up until now, it's been virtually trouble-free. I mean, it doesn't have a serious amount of torque or anything, but if you look at that compared to what I'll show you in a minute for an original motor, I don't think there's much comparison because this original motor's 3-phase, and we're going to run 3-phase back here in the shop right now. Well, not right now, but before I get to finish this over here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take off this treadmill motor, and I want to put the original US motor back on there. Let me show you that. Yes, the shed's small. Did I not tell you the shed's small? Anyway, I got to do so much moving around in here just to do something. So here's the original motor. I've never seen the motor run. All I had it was the guy's word for it that it was a running machine. And that's the same guy that stiffed me on the tooling package and the phase converter. So I don't know if what he says holds any water or not, but we're going to soon find out, because I'm going to stick it up here and run some 3-phase to it. But I'm not going to get all that on camera. Sorry guys, but I could just get it done a whole lot faster. And I really need this mill so I can finish my project. Guys, I got my 3-phase up all the way down here. Coming in right here, down here, all the way up. No more treadmill motor. Now, I have been out here playing with it for just a little bit, but we're going to pick up where we left off on this piece here. But I just wanted you to see I got my real motor on there. I'm going to call it a real motor because, oh my, there is a difference. That little treadmill motor just did not have the torque. So we're going to sit down here and whittle this out a little bit, and you can see how it runs. But here, see, I got reverse, forward, and the thing runs so nice and quiet. It does have some chatter. These Bridgeport M heads have a spline on the pulley, and when that gets worn over the years, the pulley just rattles in there a little bit. So if you hear a little rattle, it's not bearings or anything, it's the pulley on the spline. And as soon as I figure out what to do about that, I'll fix it. But I don't think there's much I can do except for buying a new pulley. But I'm going to show you how this works, guys. Where's my... I'm looking for my So guys, right here is where I'm going to leave you, because you don't want to watch me do all this. I'm going to take it all the way down, flip it over, do the other side. Since I did both the other sides, I got playing, I got carried away. I still have to tram it. It's real close, but for this job, really doesn't matter. But I just wanted to make sure the motor was going to work. So right now I'm going to I'll leave you, but I'll bring you back when I get both these done and I go over to the belt sander and try to give this a little bit of contour. So these pieces are about ready. All I have to do is file them, do some filing on them, do some cleanup on them, get everything to be in line, match the template or what we're using as a template, and I'll go ahead and bring it back when we go to contour it. Well, I was waiting. Forgot to take the handle off, I guess. Anyway, I was waiting to start playing with this when I got the battery charged, but I couldn't hold myself. Anyway, these are basically down to size, but just a little finishing left to do on them, and that's what I was doing with this on the first one. I've got my chunk here that I'm going to do for my riser. What I'm doing now is I'm trying to figure out, the upper plate's going to have the holes for that meet the holes on the throttle body. After this, do I just want it to be open like a tunnel ram? Or do I want it to go into 4 holes here, into this, and about halfway through taper so it's open? Or just open the darn thing up? What do I want to do? I don't know. Right now what we're going to do is I want to make sure these upper and lower plates have a nice surface. So I'm going to kick my oil on, and we're going to take just a little bit off the outside of that. There, prime them a little bit, give them a few drops. There we go. And let's dial in about 8. It's going to ring for a little bit. Let's see what we got here. Just about. Just got a little bit more to take off of here. Okay, and from there I'll dial in about 3. I guess I didn't have it back far enough there. Let's see if that's enough. Looks good. Let's take it off of there. I actually already did the other one, and I actually already did the other side to this one. I left my camera out here all night, and when I came out here this morning I kicked the heater on. So I guess it's not like my nice scopes where it won't fog up inside. The lens fogged up inside this thing and I couldn't use it. You couldn't see anything but a white cloud or a foggy or whatever you're looking at. But here's what I've got here. Both of these are nice and square. And did a little calculating. Yeah, I had to take this over on the mill, flatten this side out, stick it on the lathe, and the other, I know, I'm a bonehead sometimes. I should have taken more time to set it up in the four jaw, but it's done the way it's supposed to right now. I took my square and checked it, and it looks really good, so I figured this is what I've got to work with all the way around. One side I'm going to open up. The other side, this is what I used for a template. The other side is going to go from either from the four holes for the Venturi, and I'll contour the inside so that gradually opens up over maybe 2 inches, inch and a half. Well, that's going to be like a 45 gradual. Anyway, so it's just, you just don't have just an opening and that's it. And I checked the size of the carburetor I'm putting on here, and it's actually smaller than this. That looks maybe 850. So I'm going to have plenty of room in here. We're going to put this on the lathe. I'm going to take it down. We're going to contour it just a little bit. And I'll figure out, I've got the center marked out on it, on all four sides here. And I got to figure out what type of decorative relief I want to put in there. I don't want to just throw it on there and say, hey, there it is, and I got a square block. I want it to be kind of 90 right here, and with a little bit of a radius, fade in and then fade out. Same on the other side. And maybe take a ball end mill and run it right down the center of this, and then sand it so it slopes into the center from either side. I'm not sure yet. All this is kind of a picture in my head, so to speak. Well, that's exactly what it is. It's just a picture in my head, because I never did write anything down. I never did draw anything up. I just kind of pictured it in my head, and this is where we come. So I'm going to go ahead and put this in here right now, and we're going to take down the outside of this just a little bit and make it look a little more presentable when we fit it into the upper and lower plates. So right here we're going to take it down from about right here where this notch is all the way up. I'm just trying to figure out what type of reveal I'm going to put down or what type of contour or what type of decorative feature I want to put down the side of this. I've got a countersink cutter in here now, but I've got this one here with the round over. I'm not sure exactly what I want to do. So I think that's all for now. This is part one, coming to an end. Join me for part two. Hopefully we can wrap this thing up in 2 episodes. I just want to do it, and I want to do it right. I want to have it look nice. I don't want it to look like it's an afterthought. I just have a hard time putting things down on paper. If I could learn how to use Fusion 360, I would. I've tried. I'm really not that computer literate right now. I hope to see you next time. You know, it might be interesting to join me next time to see what this thing's going to turn out, whether you can laugh at me or whether it'll be a win. But either way, we're going to put it on there and run it, regardless of what it looks like. Okay? I'll see you next time here at Flathead Ron's Garage. Be safe in the shop, guys. Until next time, this is Ron. Have a good day.